Replace takes with casually sails to, and you have a more apt description of this film. We saw Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Now it's time for How Did This Get Made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater, cause you know you wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? The year is 1989, and Jason Voorhees is accidentally awakened from his watery grave and ends up stalking a ship full of graduating high school students headed to Manhattan. And the final scenes of this film are shot there, as well as the opening, but there is so much that happens along the way. We're going to break it all down for you right now. Please welcome my co-hosts, Jason Mantzoukas and June Diane Raphael. How are you both?
I'm going to be honest. I've never seen this. And I loved this New York. I just wish we'd spent more time there.
I mean, this film really sets the tone of a New York movie. I mean, the opening sequence is the dirty alleys, the trash cans full of water, and just an establishing shot on a rat that I feel like lasted for 30 seconds. Like they were like, we got a real rat, keep rolling.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, because the Manhattan that we see in the beginning of this movie, there's one shot of the drug, sort of criminals that'll come back later. But I had to pause it this morning because I went back and rewatched the beginning. Someone is smoking crack, not over a lighter, but over sort of like a cathedral, like long candle.
Yep. Yes.
Long candle.
And they are over a burning trash can, much to Jessica's.
I wish we had St. Clair for this episode. This episode had so much burning trash cans, chemical-filled trash cans, rats-filled trash cans. This really would have been great.
And I will say, here's the thing about New York, and this is why rats are so upsetting. Like, no matter how many iterations of New York we've seen, like this gritty kind of, late 70s or early, I guess, 80s
89,
New York.
June.
Okay,
89.
fine, 89 New York. I'm sorry. 1989 New York, like then the sort of post-Giuliani, like Disneyfied Times Square New York, then post 9/11 New York. Like we've seen pandemic New York. We've seen so many versions of New York.
What? Are we on the Brian Lehrer show right now?
But let me tell you something though. The thing that always is true about New York City that no one's been able to change is the rats.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess you got a point.
Let's be clear. It's their city.
It really is.
Pizza Rat's really the New York City mayor. I will say this. Now
that Eric Adams is out, Pizza Rat is in?
Well, I mean, he's always been in. Eric Adams was just a puppet like Ratatouille. Now, I just want to say this. You were talking about New York and the vibe of New York. To put it in context, the Muppets Take Manhattan, 84. This is 89. So just like when you're looking.
So I had a question about that. What is the origin of the framework blank takes Manhattan? It can't be the Muppets. This movie can't be referencing the Muppets,
I think it is because I looked it up and there's no other Take Manhattan thing.
There isn't. Okay.
So
I can't imagine
that would shock me.
It is without having done any research, I'm going to say that can't be true.
All right.
I won't allow it.
I like it as a parody.
If this movie is directly referencing the Muppets Take Manhattan, then they're operating on a level that I, having watched it, would not give them credit for.
No, I would definitely not.
I gotta be honest. How familiar? I'm curious for the both of you. How either familiar or how much a part of your teenage or childhood years was Friday the 13th or these movies? Were they part of your scary movie lexicon?
It's funny. I said to Paul, as we were watching it, I said, what this movie really doesn't have, which I think is why I'm not scared and I don't feel anything, is a compelling musical rhythm. I don't understand the music of the horror here. Is not doing anything to me. Okay, so that's what Paul said. He said it's cha 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 cha.
Yes, and this movie has a lot of it.
And I said that's a sound effect, though. I said that's a sound effect.
I agree. Oh, I
Okay.
agree. There's no Halloween theme. There is nothing that ramps you into it. And also, they also do an interesting thing, and I don't know if this is to get a specific rating or so. Oh no, this has got to be rated R, so it doesn't matter.
It's rated R. Yeah.
A lot of the kills are on Jason. So he's stabbing someone, but you're seeing him stab. You're not seeing the person always, which is very strange.
I think the thing that really shook me to my core in this film, and I am
To your
a kid
core?
to my core.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think your core should be available for these
this,
movies.
I open myself to every one of these.
Oh, God,
Yeah, I
strengthen
do.
your core.
No, I have to. I do strengthen it by watching these movies. So when I grew up, Jason and Freddy were a part of the lexicon. I didn't like scary movies.
What about Michael Myers from
that
Halloween?
was way more scary.
Okay.
Like I feel like
I see.
Jason and Freddy were like at least more poppy fun. Like I believe that Jason went on the Arsenio Hall show and sat there and did a silent interview with Arsenio Hall,
Funny.
which is one of my favorite things, worth looking up. But so I was aware of these characters, but I never really dug into this franchise.
I don't know this mythology. For example, like I don't know. I realized as I was watching this, I don't know if there are any. What are Jason's rules?
Well, it switches.
Like I understand Freddy Krueger's rules for the most part.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Jason Voorhees, I don't understand why he's targeting all of these people. And when he gets to Manhattan, he's not targeting really many other people whatsoever.
He barely leaves the docks.
Yeah.
This is what I'll say is the mythology here is really busted. Friday the 13th
then that's fine. Yeah.
is great because it has a clear idea of who it is. Mike Myers too, and Michael Myers. Great mythology. Or Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, yes,
yeah, Mike
of
Myers.
course. Wayne's World,
Yes. Austin
Second City,
Powers,
Toronto.
So I Married the Axe Murderer. So just to give you the idea of it, and they talk about it a little bit in the film, but in number one, it's Jason's mom who's the killer. Straight up normal human.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
In the second movie.
Okay, wait, sorry. So in that movie, Jason's mom, whenever we see this figure in a hockey mask, it's his mother?
There's no
No.
hockey mask until part 3.
Oh, whoa.
Yes. So,
So that wasn't part of his iconography?
no.
Not until he picks it
Holy
up.
cow.
Right. So in the first one, Jason, little kid at a camp, he drowns. The mom takes revenge on the counselors. Great idea. Simple,
Yeah.
easy.
Makes sense.
Second one, they reveal, guess
Although
what?
I do want to say
Yeah.
something about children being water safe, but I'm going to save that because
Okay.
it's not that simple,
Great.
actually.
All right.
Great.
But like her
right.
motives and why she's taking it out on the counselors and not looking inward. But let's talk about that in a
So
second.
we want to put that. We'll put that in second opinions. Now, part 2, they reveal, that little kid didn't die. He survived, and I guess he just grew up to be an adult. They don't really tell you who raised him, but he wears.
I thought he was feral in the woods.
Probably. He wears a sack over his head.
Oh, he's a
And-
sackhead?
He's a sackhead.
Oh, God.
And he goes and murders, I guess, the campers for murdering his mother. So
Are
first,
their eyes cut out?
I don't know. I haven't seen
That's
part 2.
interesting.
Now, here's my question, Paul.
Yeah.
Does he
By the way, I think we have done this exact same thing on the other 2 Jason movies that we have done.
Really?
We've done two other Jason movies?
Yes.
No,
we
we
did.
haven't.
I remember one because he went to space, and that was a part of
That
it.
was, yes.
right?
Oh, I
Junior, we're not
vaguely
there for that.
remember.
That was
Okay.
Let the Bodies
So I
Hit the
don't
Floor.
remember it.
Yeah.
That was Let the Bodies Hit the Floor?
Yes. And then we did the
Okay.
one with Corey Feldman and Berkeley, I believe. And I think that's part 6.
What? I
Corey
don't-
Jason
Feldman
lives.
was in it or a guest?
Wait a minute.
He's
What?
no, Corey Feldman was never a guest on the show because we
Okay.
won't let him perform the Second Opinions theme song.
with his band?
Yes.
But here's my question. Was Jason, as a child, he drowned when he was 6 years old,
Mhm.
was he already disfigured?
Well, that seems to be this new part of it. Like he drowned, but now we're seeing like that he is a little bit disfigured. I don't know. I'm going to
A
tell you
little bit.
honestly, I don't know. But I think part of it is, I think, well,
So
yes. And part 3,
Yeah.
he gets his mask, right? And
Okay.
and
What's going
and
on in the back of his head too?
I know,
I
the
mean,
back
there's
of it-
some major stuff happening.
A lot
well,
of weird
he's
stuff.
also been. I don't know the time period between the two between 3 and 4, But he's also like gotta be super waterlogged.
Oh, he's always. I mean, he is.
Is he always waterlogged?
He's
like
always
that?
As Paul
waterlogged.
said while we were watching it, he goes, "Oh, he looks so moist."
Oh,
too moist.
He must smell terrible.
I mean,
you
he
must
is
be
just-
able to know where he is at all times because he must smell terrible.
Oh yeah, but you know, here's the thing about Jason: doesn't hide.
Doesn't need to.
Just casually walking around.
Because he, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, has the ability to teleport?
Yeah.
Well, that
I don't know. I
Well,
don't
let-
understand.
I will just quickly just jump through the two other ones to say that. Then we have part 4 where again he's alive, he gets killed, he comes back. But then part 5, A New Beginning, Jason not in it. Killer's a copycat. Okay,
Oh, wow.
so then
Shit.
part 6. This is the one that we watched. Jason resurrected when lightning strikes his body, and he becomes an undead, super strong zombie. Okay, and then he is chained to the bottom of Crystal Lake, not destroyed. And then part 7, New Blood, he breaks free of his chains, kills again, and then a psychic teenager named Tina uses her powers to resurrect her dead father, who drags Jason back to the lake.
Oh,
Hence, we get to Takes Manhattan, where he is under the water
Got
and
it.
gets woken up by a power line. You know, as Jason Takes Manhattan, by the way, we're going to be taking Manhattan in November. You can get tickets at hdtgm.com. And, you know, maybe we'll go there by boat.
I was just going to say we are traveling there by ferry. And the ferry is disgusting.
We're going through Ellis Island,
Yep,
right?
Yep. And we will row a dinghy into Ellis Island.
I have so many things to say. I just want to talk about the boat that's the main.
Gotta talk about it.
Gotta
The
talk
boat-
about it.
Gotta talk about its amenities.
Yes.
It
the
looks
boat,
like a ferry. It looks like a ferry, like a
it
gross
looks like a
ferry.
commercial industrial boat. There is nothing
Yes.
about
yeah,
it
like
that's,
it would
yeah.
be transporting like sardines or something.
Correct.
Yes.
Like it looks
So why does it have a
industrial.
beautiful sauna?
Oh.
Why does it have a hot rock sauna?
And then the rooms are
How?
beautifully appointed. I mean, the rooms are really well
Nice
appointed. They have a
staterooms.
disco. They have a gym. The amount of bathroom space that one girl has, the top dollar toot girl.
Oh
I mean,
my
her bathroom
God.
is
top dollar
large.
toot. I also wrote, Paul. Oh, it's so good.
I love it.
What's
Top
amazing
dollar.
to me though is that this is 8. Is that right? This
Yes.
is 8.
Yes.
This is 8. They're 8 movies in by 1989.
Yeah.
That's
First
what's
one started in
crazy.
1980. So there's one a year, pretty
That's-
much, with the
yeah.
exception of 1983. And
That's
87.
amazing. Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, I just want you to both know that this movie was written fully to be shot in New York. Like it was
When it was over an hour and we had not gotten to New York yet, I was starting to get angry.
yes. Oh, I mean, well, first of all, it is the longest runtime of any Friday the 13th film. It also is the Friday the 13th film that has the least amount of nudity.
So why are we doing it then?
Well, and why is first of all, was it Friday the 13th?
Well, that doesn't play into anything.
Wait, has that ever played into it? Has Friday the 13th been significant in I'm assuming number 1, right?
That I'm going to give you a big old pause because I don't know the answer
Well,
to.
that's
Oh,
just interesting because it's like it didn't seem like we were referencing any of the things that
We never saw a calendar.
we
Yeah,
never saw a
see a
calendar.
Well, by the
you
way, it
know.
would be so easy if you lived in Camp Crystal Lake, you just leave. By the way, Crystal Lake, how would you get out of it? Like, how would you, like, Crystal Lake seems like a lake.
It's
How
a
did
lake.
they, yeah, they,
Yes.
tricky to get to the
Well,
Atlantic.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's another thing I had so many questions about. Where is Crystal Lake?
I think it's in like New England. My guess is it's in like New Hampshire or something.
Actually, you'll be surprised to know that Camp Crystal Lake is in New Jersey.
Oh, fucking hell. Of course it's in New Jersey.
Scott also wants us to know that the murders in part 1 do happen on Friday the 13th.
So that
yes.
makes sense. Okay, wow. New Jersey. So they're taking a ferry to New
Is it a
York
ferry?
from New Jersey, which has got to take longer.
Well, they have
Gotta
bedrooms. They have bedrooms.
Yeah, why are they going overnight?
And also, let's talk about the weather they hit. I mean, it truly looks like they are in the what is it called? Like the Northern Passage or whatever that.
Yeah, like a
very
nor'easter
deep-
they're hitting. Yeah.
It looks so, and I just can't imagine that they're hitting that kind of weather. And I do have to question the original captain of the boat
Yes.
who gets murdered and then somehow is standing up at the end. But why didn't he know before they went off course that they were heading into such rough waters?
I think that they did say that there was going to be some rough waters, but it was tricky because there's so much exposition at the top of this, and especially from that captain who just kind of deputizes his son to also be a captain of a very large vessel without any training whatsoever, and then is immediately mad at him like, oh, goddamn, he didn't know how to do that.
It's so funny because we're given so many scenes and yet so little information that we
Yes.
are frantically trying to make meaning of. Like when we were watching that scene between the young woman, our heroine, our final girl, and the older woman in the car, I thought, oh, that's mother and daughter. And then, no, that's English teacher and student. And then I had a moment where I thought, and there's a love connection between the two of them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
I had to make meaning where I could because nothing was being provided to me. The same with the captain and his son. I have no idea
Was he disappointed?
what's happening.
The same with the principal and his niece, who is the final girl.
Oh, yes,
Rennie is her
Well,
name, I think?
is
Rennie.
it his niece or was he the adopted, like...
No, it's his niece, I
It's
think.
his
She calls him
niece.
Uncle
Got
so-and-so.
it.
I can't remember.
Well, can
so-
we talk about water safety?
Oh, wow. I guess we're doing it early. All right,
Yeah,
let's do it.
Absolutely.
So my issue with this movie is I feel like, and I'm going to take on like the whole Jason lore in general, because
Oh, boy.
the thing that starts this is Jason is as a 6-year-old boy,
Mhm.
does not know how to swim.
Got it.
Now you live in Crystal Lake, but you live anywhere.
Well, he's in
and you
camp.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You don't send your child to camp without them knowing how to swim.
Okay, got it.
So the fact that the mom takes out revenge on all the counselors, who I guess weren't paying attention, like I think there's a reality to that. They weren't paying attention. But that is for her to wrestle with the rest of her life. How she sent her child to camp without him being water safe.
June, when do you think Jason Voorhees died, like roughly?
Died the child?
Yeah.
I thought when he was 6.
Yeah, but like when...
Oh, what year?
Yeah.
It's 1989. He looks like, well, I don't know if he ages.
Well, that's the thing. He's a big burly man now. So how did that happen?
Yeah, that's what's so hard.
How does he come back as a big man?
I'll let you know that it's 1957.
Come on now. How so?
1957.
Wait, what do you mean?
So
But wait, okay, so what year does number 1 take place in?
I imagine that what they do is they show him drowning and then years have passed. Oh, and June, to answer your question, the reason why the 11-year-old Jason so he did have facial deformities. He was a camper at Crystal Lake, where his mother worked as a cook. He was bullied and teased by the other children. He ran to the camp's pier and fell into the lake after other campers, but he was 11, but the counselors were too preoccupied with drug use and sex to notice the struggle. Unable to swim, Jason...
In 1957?
Yes. Kill. Camp closed in 1958, and it reopened in 79. And that's when the first movie took place.
But if he had some sort of disfigurement that, like, where he couldn't ever learn how to swim, that's one thing. But a parent's responsibility. Guess how most kids die before the age of 5.
I guess you're going to say drowning.
Drowning. Now, my issue with this movie, too, is we're so mad. We're so mad as an audience, or we're supposed to be, when we find out that the uncle/principal threw her off that little dinghy into Camp Crystal Lake or whatever that lake is, to teach her how to swim. That is, and I'm not saying it's an effective swimming technique, but that is a way to get young children to learn how to swim.
Sure.
He was trying to ultimately save her life, and he is portrayed as the villain in that moment.
Well, it was a traumatic moment, and I don't know if in that moment that's when she discovered her own psychic abilities, because she...
Yeah.
at that point creates a psychic bond with another drowned child of the lake. The lake holds his aura, his childlike aura, because that's the other thing. He is also, I guess he's dead, but he's a zombie, but yet the ghost of the child still lives independently of the zombie version of Jason.
I had this question too, is what am I meant? Who is Jason? I think I've literally said, who is Jason? I'm now having such a eerie flashback.
Now that's
but I mean, like, really, for me, because the little kid I get, the ghoul, that is rampaging, I get, but the two concurrently, I'm like, where does this live? What is this? And
And here's another question, if I can just take it back to water safety one more time.
Sure.
She never learns how to swim. So that's going to come back to haunt her. I would assume that Jason also never learned how to swim. And yet he is somehow, when he's resurrected at the beginning of this movie through an electrical cord that's floating around in the water, when he's electrified back to life, he somehow is able to swim and not drown in that water. When did he take a water safety class?
June, he's been from 1957 to 1980. He has been living a good life. And I guess he only really came back to avenge his mom. But you could argue that he may have just been working in the local store up until then.
I don't think he needs to breathe because correct me if I'm wrong.
Like he's an amphibian?
Well, I mean, like he's under the water.
Fish.
Do you think when they leave on the rowboat, right?
When the ship is sunk.
Yes.
By the way, I just want to point out that a show, or at least a caught fire. I will say this: a trip from New Jersey to New York on boat, hour. That's the normal time, and they run express ferries every day, multiple ferries a day.
Not even
overnight.
remotely overnight.
Not even.
And the minute they were like, it's going to be bad weather, they could have easily put everybody on a school bus and had them in the city like within an hour. My question is, when they all abandon the boat and Jason Voorhees, they row to Manhattan, and he follows them to Manhattan. How?
Swimming under the boat?
I believe, and I'm being honest, I believe he walked along the ocean's floor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think he does not need to breathe.
That's interesting.
And I would have loved a shot of just him slowly walking along the ocean's floor, because that to me makes him now Jaws. That
interesting.
The looming threat. He appears too often, and I a little bit wanted to know, like, give me a sense of his movement, not just his presence.
That club scene, there is a club, a dance club on this freighter that they're on, and when that girl runs into the dance club, she is in the middle of a room that has nothing to hide behind. It is a dance floor surrounded by some chairs and a bar, right? You could stand in the center and see every wall. There's nowhere to hide. And yet Jason is moving around that room as if, you're right, teleporting around.
The strangest is she's at one point looking right at him. He's like fully across the room for her, and all she has to do is not take her eyes off of him. but by doing so, he evaporates, and then is suddenly somehow just right there. It is so funny, and I like it. I don't mind it. I just kept being like, why? What am I meant to intuit from this? What is this teaching me?
This is what I want to get to that was bothering me about this whole movie. And again, I know there are people out there that are mad at us that we don't know enough about the Jason lore.
Wait,
sorry.
You think there are fans of this property so much so that they would complain about our ignorance?
Oh, they're going to be, you got it wrong.
Find a way to talk back to us, the podcast?
I can't wait for the Last Looks episode. So this is what I will say that really bummed me out about this movie is the kills are not fun. They seem like someone doing chores. It's like, like it's so blunt and bald. It's like, and it's not even scary because it's like, Jason, can you take out the trash? Okay, Mom.
It's so
like that's
true.
all it is.
Yeah. Well, and a part of that is because he doesn't seem to have any motivation.
No.
We don't understand. It's like, it's not really about killing virgins. It's not really about just killing teenagers. It's like there's no rhyme or reason
At
to
one
any
point, he
of it.
seems to get lazy and just tosses a guy off the side of the boat. He's like,
Well, there's a way in
there you
which
go,
the
dead.
principal,
Like,
He couldn't be
kept being
bothered.
like, it's not Jason Voorhees. Don't talk to me about Jason Voorhees. And I was like, oh, does he have some connection? He's older in that way that like Freddy Krueger was seeking revenge on the.
he was in the camp with him.
But that's what I mean.
I mean,
that's what I
age-wise, it
mean.
could
Like
be.
I felt like, oh, this guy is going to be the bridge between Jason Voorhees and the now. And nope, not at all.
No. Well, it's interesting you talk about his movements, Jason, because I there were times, one of the things I think I like about Jason, if I can
Oh, yeah.
if it's okay to say that.
We should all go around and say some things we like about him. Like I feel bad for him that we're being so negative.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's really balancing. I've always liked his lumbering nature, the slow movement.
Okay.
But in this movie, because he teleports, the pace of him seems to have quickened and he pops up hither and thither. He's everywhere. And so he doesn't seem to have that lumbering
But June, I will
pace.
also argue that as someone who can teleport, he is someone who seems to just casually walk downstairs.
Yes.
Like he's walking through the
Yeah.
hallways of that ship with no no, he's
why?
not sneaking. I guess he doesn't need to sneak. He
He's
is
post sneak.
Boats are also notoriously tight, difficult places to negotiate, tight, small doors and tiny, narrow stairways and so many ladders. And he's executing it like we don't see it, but he must be executing it like a gymnast. He must be going through this boat and that's what I like about him. It's like, he's not complaining, he's not complaining.
Right.
I want to jump on that and I want to
Right.
say persistence is what I like about Jason.
Yeah,
He is
follow through.
He does have some follow through, and he stopped a crime. He stopped a rape. And we don't talk about that.
Yeah. You're right.
There was
No,
no
we
one there to help.
certainly We certainly don't.
did a very heroic
So
thing.
he's kind of an anti-hero? Is Jason an anti-hero?
I think
It's Tony
I think you can make the
Soprano. It's
argument.
Jason Voorhees. It's Walter White.
Oh my God.
I do think that this movie is, you can feel that they don't know exactly what to do and they are changing the story at all times because that principal character is a fun character, but this game in the middle, like he is threatening the pretty the hot popular cocaine girl, like if you don't hand in
Tamara?
your biology
Tamara?
project, what is it?
Tamara.
If you don't hand in your biology project, you're not going
boy.
to leave the ship. And it's like, well, isn't this a grad cruise? Haven't they graduated?
I thought they had graduated. They're all worried about their
Yeah.
schoolwork. I'm like, I thought this was a celebration trip.
Their banner said, "Congratulations, seniors." I mean,
Grads.
and by the way, her biology
They also
project.
some of them seem to know each other. Some of them seem like complete strangers to each other.
Yeah.
Well, I think the people that seemed like strangers were the people who were obviously 36-year-old high school students.
But she's sometimes referring to them as like, oh, I would sleep with that. That's the only senior I'd sleep with. I'm like, wait, aren't you a senior? Or are you a different grade? I mean, it was just so confounding. One thing I do love about this time period that I'd be remiss to not mention, it took me back because I was a part of this to when, actually, I guess if I was only 9, my sister had her hair like this at this time. A lot of women and girls, teenagers, had a scrunched up curl that was wet in appearance. So not a soft curl, but a wet, hard, scrunched curl.
Okay.
And this movie, Remy is just like got that hairdo, and so many of the girls have that hairdo, and I'm like, wow, we just
not a
don't
thing,
see
yeah.
that anymore. And it was a moment in time. Like, have your hair look wet and stiff
Yeah.
and
Well, it
curly.
was, you know what it was? It was a time when there were very few very few hair products, especially for people with curly hair, that worked. And that worked right. So if you
that's
were to
interesting.
maintain a curl, it looked wet or weird, like, or you like
Stiff.
there were, you didn't have like you have so many options right now as a curly-haired person for hair care products that are for your hair,
Right.
you know? And you used to just get...
Yeah, there's been a lot of innovation, hasn't there?
Yeah, you used to just get like gel. It was just gel, Dep gel.
Right.
You know, or mousse.
Like you put your hand in like a bucket and put it on.
Yes, a glop, a bunch of glop. Mousse, and then mousse happened, and that was mousse.
Right. But the curl itself was like it was like solid. It was like so hard. It was a hard curl.
Like a helmet of curls. You were forced to have a helmet of curls.
Yes. Now we haven't even talked about that the woman who is I think that she's the first woman we see on the vessel who's singing a song.
Rock and roll girl? Yeah.
The rock and roll girl.
Love her. Loved her. I wish she had lived.
Her hair was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. In my lifetime.
I wish there had been more of her and the videographer boy who are like the alternative kids who are like, you know, doing their thing. I loved them too.
Oh, my heart broke for that video kid who really wanted to get it on with the hot cokehead. You know, when he's like, "Hey, I just want to say Tamara, sorry."
I know he was so cute.
He was.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I did have a problem with Tamara's biology project.
Same.
You know, so she's trying to seduce her teacher to blackmail him so she will pass, but yet it's graduation. I don't know. But the thing I was most confused by is that she has painted her organs on her body, like kind of like a Mr. Goodbody. But where her stomach is, it seems to be like an arrow pointing down to her crotch.
Also, how she wrote that upside down? How did she write that?
She's a talent. She's talented.
Well, and I know she was setting him up, but why was he going to her stateroom?
Well, he needed to get that biology project.
I
mean, I will say he kissed her for a little bit too long for my liking.
Agreed.
You know, it was, that could have been cut he could have pushed her off.
I've just looked and done a slight bit of math to find out that this actor who plays the uncle and the principal or whatever is at the time of this movie's release, I believe 9 years older than I am currently right now.
Wow. Okay.
Which is chilling.
Well, but this is a time, you got to remember, Lethal Weapon, #1, Danny Glover's 42.
It's crazy.
And Wilford Brimley is 49 in Cocoon.
The one that I saw recently was that during All in the Family, when All in the Family, Archie Bunker was, Carol O'Connor as Archie Bunker was 47 years old. And that blew my mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm nearing Golden Girls age.
Wow.
I mean, I'm actually in it. So that's just really distressing.
We've changed. Our lives have changed. We look better than those people who looked a lot older.
Oh, no. They lived much harder. Their life expectancies were much shorter. I get it.
And they didn't have, the hair advancements.
Oh, my God.
Curl creams
and all of that stuff.
By the way, I got to say, June, I know this is kind of your domain, but I want to just talk about Kelly Hu, who is the girl who gets murdered in the disco. I love that outfit she was wearing, the backward suspenders and the
you shouted it out while we were watching
short pants with tights. I also love that outfit.
Like, this is a great outfit.
That is a vintage 80s to me outfit. Black tights under like longish shorts.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I really liked her. And I really liked this character. Maybe I related to her of sort of like being adjacent to someone who has this sheen to them and people really love, but also and wanting to witness her, but also not wanting to do the things she's doing, but sort of studying her like a sociologist. I thought it was fascinating, but I was sad that she died so quickly. I was more interested in her than Remy.
Yes. Oh, very much. I was so on board for her too. She has such a nice arc. But then the bummer is kind of what I was saying before is she's one of the only people who we watch die on camera, and it takes a long time because she is strangled by Jason. She is for like 40 seconds.
And that's personal.
And I'm like, why are we watching the one person who has been almost completely like a good person in this experience, not a villain? Everybody else is getting like a quick death, and we have to watch her suffer? No, thanks.
Well, this is what I was trying to circle it back to, June, when you talked about the rock star. Jason seems to go after the cool people first.
Yeah.
Like not the guy who was on the boat in the very beginning who scares his girlfriend by having a hockey mask and a fake knife at the ready.
Terrible.
That opened up a lot of problems and a lot of questions I have about people who own boats. If you had it felt to me very much on par. If you own a boat, you probably do have a fake knife and a mask in there because you're up to some weird shit.
Well, I don't disagree with you, and I've always wanted to own a boat.
Okay.
Really?
So that's my shame. But
What kind of boat do you want to own, Jim?
Yeah. What do you got?
I just think it would be fun to go have a boat you could take out. And,
Just cruise around and, yeah.
yeah, I think it would be nice to have one cabin that you could sleep overnight in. But then basically just
you want to go out there.
But yeah, just a party boat, a boat you could take friends
Got
out,
it.
sunset cruise, have a cocktail.
Are you strong in the water or are you a good swimmer?
Yeah.
She's good.
You're not, Jason?
No. And I grew up in a beach town. I grew up in the water and on boats, and I'm not a strong swimmer at all. I don't fuck with the ocean. I'm not interested in boats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm intermediate. I'm a middle. I'm not bad, but I'm not great.
I think I have a healthy fear of the ocean
Sure.
and respect for it. I'm not going
Well, that's
out.
why I think makes you so powerful about it. Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. But I'm not going out. I'm not doing anything crazy in there.
Well, June remembers when we were up in Vancouver, you said you want to swim to that dock. And I said, I don't think it makes that much sense for me to do that because I was nervous. I had the kids with me and I was like, I don't want to put them in a situation. I don't need to be a hero. And I think that's an important thing to recognize where you are.
But you know what, though? I was glad you didn't. But I also, as I sat there, thought, and maybe this is why I was egging you on, if you do start to struggle, I could come out
And
there.
you
That's
wanted
what you
a little,
wanted.
yeah. Well,
That's what you wanted.
and this is what June.
why.
Now, June, go. This is how June is
is
thinking all the time.
this
because
day is boring. I want to save someone.
She wants to save me, and she has a very particular way of doing it, which you
cow.
felt the movie did not show it done properly.
Well,
That's
again,
funny.
we're talking about water safety because I don't remember who went in to save
The sun.
the
son, yeah.
Remy's love interest. Yeah, he jumped in to save her because she was flailing about. And I said to Paul, because I wanted to remind him, you are approaching someone who's drowning. You never approach from the front.
Yeah.
And now I was also a Red Cross, trained lifeguard. So I remember this training. You swim toward them. And then you dive underneath. You're under their legs now. You come out on the other end, and then you grab them from the back.
Wow.
Because they will pull you down.
I remember that from Boy Scouts because we had to learn how to exactly.
Great. And so I knew that I was preparing with Paul to approach from the back.
So you were
and to also, 'cause I knew,
preparing-
even though he loves me very much, he would pull me down.
While you were encouraging him to go further and to perhaps court exhaustion, you were preparing him for your fun of rescuing him.
She wanted to get a little bit of that action back. That kind
a little bit of that juice.
No, it was an interesting moment because the dock was doable, but it was also that's pretty far.
So if he gets there, that's
far.
great. And if he doesn't, that's great too.
Well, my issue was that I would be with the kids. Now, I will tell you this much. When that girl fell off the boat, those two popular girls took off so quick. Those two popular girls don't even wait for her to get back on the boat. And then her English teacher is like, care to talk about it? But care to talk about what? She was pushed off the boat.
She gets to bring her dog.
Oh, well, here's...
Okay, so when she was walking onto the vessel, I thought she was blind.
And why? And wait, what happened to her? Her parents died in a car accident, so she gets a lot of these kind of special treatment?
I guess so. Something like that, yeah.
I mean, well, there was something also that I thought was interesting. I read this in the research that Molly found this. Kane Hodder, who famously plays Jason in these movies. People love Kane Hodder. Shout out to Kane. Refused to kick that dog into the water. So they had a scene where Kane Hodder approached the dog, and one of the first kills would have been dog off the boat. But he said, "No, it's too mean.
I love it.
I won't do it." So then the dog just becomes a part of the cast and crew. So that was the fix.
I didn't mind it, and I actually quite liked that there was a dog present. That was weird. That was
more
weird
dog.
and unique in a movie that was otherwise confusing. And I was like, yeah, give me more weird stuff. Like there's a dog in a bandana running around,
Here's the two parts that I thought were interesting, intelligent, and sort of horror savvy. Number one, the dog.
Yes.
And number two, when our filmmaker student, when he loses his eyeglasses and then has to use the lens of the camera and refocusing it, to
Well, he
actually
shot.
see
He
what's
did shoot
happening.
someone.
Those are the
Let that be known.
because he couldn't see.
Well, June, you're up there defending this guy for just firing without glasses on.
Well, at that point, they know there's a murder.
Well, I mean, we
on the
don't know.
ship.
I mean, we know, but we don't know that everyone. I mean, I would argue that he should have maybe taken a beat.
I will say, if all of the kills had the true surprise of Jason punching that one kid's head off of his body,
That was the best.
I was like, why hasn't this been happening all the time?
Okay, that I'm going to
Yes.
add that as my third
Thank
favorite
you.
part of the movie. But what I loved about it was
So
how long
long.
they spent. How long they spent with that other guy.
Hitting him over and over,
him
hitting
over and over and over again. Exhausting
hitting
himself.
he rope-a-doped him, hitting a plastic mask.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. He's just punching
Oh my
a
God.
hard plastic mask. It was amazing.
I laughed so hard. I wish he had just died from
But
exhaustion.
by the way, that guy, the boxer, the girls are watching him from an above portal, a skylight, into the gym, and these two dudes are kicking each other's asses like they are. It's not even like sparring. It is. They're going for it. And at one point,
at the on-boat boxing gym.
and they're not even in a ring. I mean,
again, this is an industrial New Jersey ferry. Why is there a boxing area and a sauna? What is this?
I mean,
It's a
again,
dance
how
hall.
long are they there?
Well, first of all, the guys are described, I don't remember who they're talking about, but as like so ripped and these like hunks, like, look at those muscles. And they cut to the guy. They're both, I'm sorry, very slender.
Yeah.
Okay, careful, June. I'm only saying this because
Sorry.
these are 1989 ripped bodies.
Are they?
In 1989, you didn't get more ripped than this. You couldn't, because just like the hair products, those muscles weren't invented until
Creatine
later.
and yeah.
Like,
Wow.
like
Yeah,
they didn't
right.
have cum gutters didn't exist in the 80s.
No, I think you're
Well,
right.
we love a cum gutter, and
we love them. We love them, but it's
Wow, that's so interesting. Because I was like, why are they being described this way? Maybe you're right.
it's not really until later that you get those bodybuilder bodies as cut up bodies. You know, I think these kids are the equivalent of ripped.
Well, I think that I mean, I guess, but I would argue that the one that they say is really ripped is the skinnier of the two.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
you're
and but look, he definitely has the skills. And you know, I wanna really dive into New York when they finally get to New York.
Oh my God.
Well, and there's there's one thing I do want to just see is that principal or whatever he is so aggro to the son's captain when they're rowboating to New York. Like, well, you're the son of a captain. It's like he is
my God.
like
He never drops it.
never drops.
He
it.
never drops that shitty attitude of "I hate these kids. These kids are dumb." There is no Jason Voorhees. Shut up! Don't you ever say Jason Voorhees again. And then when confronted with Jason Voorhees, he is still never drops it. He can never. So much so that he's sucking the joy out of
Yeah,
the
what's
movie.
up with him?
You know what I mean? Like if he had been killed earlier and it was just the kids and Jason, the movies and maybe the English teacher, that's way more fun.
Yeah. And also, like, I wanted him to at least posit his theory. You don't think that's Jason?
He thinks
Who's
it's the
doing
deckhand.
this?
Well, the
for a
deckhand
while.
is pretty.
the guy who's saying he's back.
Okay,
You're
but
all gonna
after
die.
that,
Yeah,
who's
agreed.
doing this? And also, I was really disturbed when they're rowboating to, the Statue of Liberty. It seemed to have been at it all night. No one could take another shift.
Well, I mean, I want to talk about why when they got to the Statue of Liberty, the boxer just starts singing a happy song. All of his friends are dead.
They have all had the most they share this whole thing that horror movies do, which is everybody has witnessed true atrocities and is kind of unfazed.
And that to me is one of the craziest moments. Like, I get it. Like, you're excited to be in New York, but they got to switch the tone back. Now we're in New York. They get to shoot in New York. They pull up on the weird dock town that looks like something that's out of like a London back alley or
No,
something.
you know what it is? It's where It's where Pretzi sells his pretzels in New York City.
Hercules in
New York.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Well, so they're in this place, and immediately these two drug dealers they take Rennie, and they're like, "If you follow us, we'll kill you." And this is where the principal says to me the dumbest line of the whole movie. He's like, "Okay, first of all, let's not follow them because he will kill her, and let's split up." And I was like, "To what end? You know where you could follow like." Why are you split? There's no even reason to split. They don't know that Jason's around. They just know that they're good, that his goddaughter or whatever, or his niece has been kidnapped with very extreme consequences. And he is like, let's split up.
And not just let's split up entirely. It's not even in groups.
Yeah.
Let's individually pair. That guy
maddening.
Is an absolute moron. And there's so much blood on his hands. You know,
I mean, well,
yeah, give me Jason every day.
I would love
over that guy.
I would love in some world there's like a court case. We make it like a legal drama, like a Lincoln Lawyer, where you do have to put some of these people on trial, the people who survived. Wait, now you did what? Now, why would you do this? And you could put Jason in a suit, have him sitting at the table.
No, because it ended up working for them at the very end. But I would like to ask the question of our two last survivors. Like, he's chasing you. You're on the subway. Yeah, you're scared. Why go down into the subway, tunnels? Why? Why not go up?
Or why not
stay in
jump in a
populated
cab?
areas.
Why not jump in a cab and drive? Tell them to drive as far as they can immediately. Like, how is they are unable to? I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but earlier the idea of Jason rampaging around a summer camp makes sense. It feels pretty trapped. You feel trapped there with Jason, right?
Right.
But what I can't understand is you're in Manhattan. This is now millions and millions and millions of people and cars and distractions and places to hide and places to go. And you still can't avoid a slow moving ghoul. That's where I was like, why is he tied to this?
Something's up with you. You got to look after a while. You got to look inward.
Yes. What did you do to deserve this?
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
At the end of the day, the idea that, well, I guess we got him to New York City.
Why won't you learn how to swim?
Maybe she does after the film.
Okay, so here's my question. So do you think that Jason isn't trying to kill Rennie? He just wants to play with her. Like he saw her swimming when they were kids. They were little. They were swimming, and he wants her to save him.
The ghost of his childlike self.
Does he want to kill her? And I'm not saying this is what the movie is, but if the movie hinted that they had some connection in this childhood moment of her almost drowning and him having,
because he is asking for her help.
So is that why he single-mindedly is chasing after her? Doesn't know, but that would be cooler,
Yeah.
if there felt like she had to have some moment with him or some closure with him. But
like we both don't swim. We're the same.
Right.
And then they hug. But no, what she does do is drowned him in acid, easily attained acid. And this is
street side acid that she chucks out of a bucket, which would mean her hands are covered in acid.
Oh,
okay. So, because here's what I didn't understand. So the subway worker tells them, like, hey, the acid wash is going to happen in 10
Gotta get that
minutes.
acid wash ready to go.
Every night there's an acid wash and it happens. It's going to be happening in 10 minutes. Like, you're going to want to get out of here. Now, I couldn't believe that she threw acid before the acid wash.
That she didn't wait for the acid wash to happen.
Yeah.
That the movie didn't. That we're throwing acid on him before we're delivering the promise of what we just set up. It was just so strange.
It really, I struggled to make sense of it, and all I wanted was more. Boy, I loved. Did you see the Batman sign in Times Square?
Love that.
I didn't see that.
There's a huge underneath the clock. There's a huge Batman the movie sign that's cool. Like all those shots of late 80s Times Square in New York. I loved so much, and I was like, oh, I wish this movie had taken place in Manhattan and had brought us all over the island. Wouldn't that have been cool?
Do you think they just realized But by the way, just my fourth favorite moment was when they ran into the diner screaming like, "There's a man in a hockey mask. He's trying to kill us." And that waitress, who was so perfect, said,
"Welcome to New
York," or whatever her line was. But I guess I had to. I don't know what's true, Paul, and I'm sure you'll tell us. But I assume they did write a script called Jason Takes Manhattan, realized they couldn't afford to shoot in Manhattan and do all that exterior stuff, and then just placed it on a.
Well, you're right.
Boat.
He wrote a movie set in New York that was going to have scenes in Madison Square Garden, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building. But the film only had a budget of $5 million.
What happened?
And they said, well, Paramount's like, there's not enough money to shoot this in New York City. So they had to rewrite the film and spend more time on the cruise ship. And actually, most of the scenes...
They can't say more time on the cruise ship. Like, the entire movie is on the cruise ship.
You guys keep saying cruise ship.
I mean...
And it is not...
We've called it so many different things.
They wanted it to be a cruise ship. It's not.
Of course.
The exterior is a ferry. The interior is a Carnival cruise
here's what
ship.
I will say, that even the scenes shot in New York were filmed in Vancouver. So only that one day where they clearly had the opening and closing in Times Square and some subway shots, because even the subway shots aren't in New York. Here's what I'll say. And because we're talking about what we love about Jason, and we do love Jason. And I want to call out Kane Hodder, because June, I think you're a fantastic actress. Jason, I think you're a fantastic actor. We were just watching your Finding Dory episode last night of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was so
nice.
funny.
Oh, we were laughing so hard, Jason. We were laughing.
Oh, nice.
So
That's great.
What a performance. Oh my gosh.
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something both about that episode because it pertains to this podcast. So there's the scene in that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Jake finds me in the hospital and I'm covered in tattoos that I put on myself like Memento.
Of course.
One of the tattoos,
by toilet paper.
One of the tattoos that I had them make and put on my body, but you simply do not see it. Camera didn't pick it up because it was like right down here on my kind of lower trunk, was in large letters, Team Fred.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
I made them put, and they were like, what is it again? And I was like, just put the words Team Fred.
Wow.
And I was so excited because I thought I'd placed it well enough that it wouldn't be screaming, but it would be there for people to find and enjoy, but it just never caught it right. And I was heartbroken. I was like, oh, I wish I'd just moved it a little more.
Oh my God. I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Well, I'm excited to know that trivia though. And for anyone who hasn't seen that episode, maybe you haven't seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but just go watch that episode. Jason it's truly just an unbelievable performance.
Thrilled to have you back on the show as we're getting through it. But this is what I want to say. You both are great actors, right? But I'm going to say this.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. You as well.
Thank you. But you're not, and neither am I, as good as Kane Hodder, who vomited on cue in that final scene.
Whoa.
Figured out how much water that he needed to drink to vomit. He had to drink several pitchers of water, not a special effect.
For it to be like
That's
right
dangerous.
there.
To vomit on cue. Now that is what we've talked.
I bet I could do it.
I'm sure you could, but again, back to water safety, I don't think it's
hard,
safe.
But I bet if that's the methodology, just overload your system so it's right there ready to go. I bet I could do it.
I saw David Blaine do that on stage where he, he spits up a goldfish and stuff like that, and he gets it in and gets it out. It's pretty interesting.
I don't think I'd like that part of it.
Yeah. The goldfish is alive. Now,
I definitely wouldn't like that.
But this is the moment. They do a lot of mask off work. Now, Jason, you asked earlier in the episode when he was wearing the hood or like the burlap sack, did he have an eye hole? He had one eye hole. So, his face is always a little bit of a question
I'm not
mark.
realizing. I don't think I've seen any of these movies except for the ones we've watched in the past because that's not familiar to me at all. I thought he always wore the hockey mask.
Same thing. And so when he picks up the mask to show the kids, I mean that's a joke, right? The kids are like, "Hey man, give me your money," and he's like, "Look at this face." And like, "Whoa, hey man, that's cool, man. Get it. Whoa, whoa, whoa."
I did love in that moment when he is walking along and he just absolutely kicks the shit out of their boombox that is playing like punk music or whatever. I love the idea that 1989 street punks, like shaved head, skinhead punks are hanging out in Times Square. It was really funny. I loved it.
It killed me. Now, I will say that this whole ending where his mask is off is really like it really, and I don't want to be a person who judges a book by a cover, but it lessens his power for me.
So this is the first time that really is the case.
I think that we're really living in a world where like he's got a Muppet face. Like he looks like a Muppet. He is not scary with mask off, in my opinion.
Do you think that is just the movie's effort to really drive home that connection between the two of them, that this is that boy?
I guess. I think that what they really wanted to do was, I think the intention was they wanted to get him back to being a kid in the next movie. So I think that they were going to switch spirits, or something like that.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So, but the movie was, it was such a financial bomb that they were never able to kind of do that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I read there. It was like some idea that there was the kid is taking over again. But yeah, so when he is that little face and all that acid, I found the end to be almost like sad and comical. Like I'd rather you just bash him in the head with that mask on, but once his face is out and he's like, bah, 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 he looks like a little cute. He looks like a little ghoulie from that movie. He looked too cute.
Yes,
he looked too
I understand.
cute. You can't kill this little cutie.
I understand, Paul.
Well, he does become humanized, absolutely. You know.
Yeah, I think
as
you're right.
well as the little boy flashbacks that Rennie is having also humanizes him in a way. And there's a way in which I feel like with a Jason, with a Freddy, that I want to feel as though they're righting some wrong. You know, they are creatures of vengeance or retribution or something like that. And with Freddy, that always seems clear. But with Jason, and Michael Myers, I guess, I'm not quite sure the why.
Well, it seems like at this point, I guess the lore would be that he protects Camp Crystal Lake. Like that would be
he? From what? Like hand jobs?
I mean, by the way, that couple, we didn't even talk about that. They are making out. She is naked. And he's like, oh, hold on. Let me drop the anchor. It's like, now drop the anchor. Why don't you drop the anchor before you're doing any of this stuff? It didn't look like it just happened.
Well, then he also then returns. He has brought a collapsible prop knife and a Jason Voorhees hockey mask on the boat?
Well, I mean, this is why I tell you I don't trust boat people. You know, this is why I don't trust them.
Well, that was what was hard about the beginning of the movie, too, because it's just like, gosh, like us girls have to be scared of the bad guys, but we also have to be scared of the good guys. Like, and that was pretty depressing.
I think this movie is really going to wake a lot of people up. You just need to be scared of the guys.
Exactly.
Just every guy in this movie is not, except for the boxer, is pretty much making bad decisions throughout the entire, and the cameraman. Well, the cameraman did kill somebody.
The cameraman's a little sketchy, but I will say, I feel like the captain's son, Rennie's love interest, he seemed to be a top-notch kid, I felt like.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of shockumentary was the camera guy trying to put together? I mean, he's putting
it together a reality shockumentary?
Oh, I wish that they would have released that as like extra features. Is like that's a found footage movie.
Oh,
have they ever done Friday the 13th found footage?
Oh,
Jason put this in the list of the other. We had another great movie. Oh, we found out Marlon Wayans already did that. Yeah, we've come up with some good horror movies here on the show.
Yeah, my pitch, June, was what if everybody's lawn Halloween decorations came to life and started attacking the neighborhood?
Well, that's really like relevant to us right now because we have a brand new lawn decoration just this year.
That is what precipitated. That's one of the
12-foot skeleton.
Part of what precipitated the conversation.
And this is what you're missing out on Last Looks. If you're not listening to Last Looks, Jason and I are we're pitching franchises here.
That's a great idea.
Right? It's Marlon Wayans already did it.
And Rob Riggle. Rob Riggle is in it.
That's what we found out. We went through this whole arc where we discovered this. I had this great idea. We started talking about blah, blah, blah. And then in the chat, it was like, boop, here it is. And boop. And then Paul was like, wait, I think Riggle's in this.
It was a real shock. I will also just say that the opening kill of that girl who's like waiting underneath the Why did she go in there?
Go in there?
Why
Can
not
she
jump
not
off the
swim? Jump
boat?
off the boat and fucking swim.
Yes,
They see the land
Nobody
right there.
moves in this movie. They all commit to their death very quickly. And
And that's what's interesting. All the women do. The men kind of have at least a moment of trying to fight, but the women all stand there or crouch, more likely.
And wait.
Crouch
And just wait.
And then
Yes.
and wait.
Wait.
And scream. And look.
Oftentimes,
make honestly heavy eye
they
contact.
don't even scream, really.
No.
Like there was a bunch of silent deaths.
Yeah, they just silently accept their fate.
I think that the first
It's really
I think
dark.
the first guy who dies is the reason why he takes such a long time is he's looking at what's in Jason's hand. He's like, is that from me or is that just tubing? Because I don't
That's
think
the tubing.
Yeah. He's like,
Although it does. It looks like intestines are stuck on the end of it.
like it's like, what is it was so odd. Obviously we had opinions about this movie. There are people out there with a different opinion and people that I'm sure are going to be mad at us about having these opinions.
We don't need to hear from you.
It is now time for Second Opinions.
The movie was a piece of shit, yet this person recommends it. Tell me what is the message? Maybe that art is subjective. I need a second opinion.
Thank you, John Lajoie. Okay, so Friday the 13th, Part 8 has a 4.7 out of 5 stars. That's the average review on Amazon. That's 564 total reviews. 83% of them are 5 stars. Let's get into it. James writes, this is the Titanic version of Friday the 13th. They get stuck out in the middle of the sea with Jason on board, and then he goes on a killing spree. Buy this movie. You won't regret it. 5 stars. Right, we get it, right? Easy to go. And then it goes to Movie Man Kev, who writes, not only is this a great addition to the series, it also perfectly encapsulates my mood when visiting New York City.
Which is what? What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, movie wanting to kill everybody? Movie Man Kev? That could be used in evidence. And he wrote that in 2019, so this is not an old review. Lauren B. Floss writes, this movie is different from the other Friday the 13th movies. This is brand new. Jason spends most of the movie on a boat. So it's not as bad as it might sound. If you're tired of the old Friday the 13th movies, then get this. You'll love it. So she just likes location difference. Like she's tired of cabins and woods. I get that. Now, this is the final one that I want to read from Nick. I know a lot of people, and this is all written in caps, but I won't read it like that. I know a lot of people seem to hate this film and say it's one of the worst in the series, but I have always enjoyed it. Sure. There's only 2 scenes or so in New York, and the majority of the movie takes place on a cruise ship. But I think that this movie is very good. The ending is king of weird, but this is a movie that you can just sit down and enjoy for what it is. And I have to say, I love the shot of Times Square with the music towards the end, with the Times Square lit up. It makes me feel good. So happy to have this movie in my collection. So this person just likes a B-roll footage of...
By the way, I agree with that. I wrote it multiple times that I loved all these shots of old New York.
I wanted to buy him a
very
Nolta
nostalgic.
camera. Yeah, like, come on, let's do it. I do want to carve for Halloween our pumpkin like Jason, like a Jason jack-o'-lantern. I think that we can maybe get that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's a kind of a fun thing we should do. Like I said, we are coming to New York this November. Jason and I will also be in D.C. and Boston. How Did This Get Made will be in New York and Philly. Check us out. Go to hdtgm.com. We have amazing guests at Dinosaur Improv from Edie Patterson and Danielle Schneider and Mary Holland and Rob Hubel. It's going to be an awesome time. And when we go to Philly, we were talking about maybe even bringing the Bad Boys back. Maybe we bring a Bad Boys back to Philly. We will see. We will see. Bad Boys. What are you going to do?
Boy, they're probably going to do the wobble. If
I would hope. We got to have the wobble one more time. Jason, June, anything you want to talk about, promote things?
Well, yeah, I guess Weapons is now on DVD. So if you haven't seen it yet, I think it's a great movie to watch anytime, but especially during spooky season.
Yeah, great movie. Really fun.
Incredible. I'm gonna shout it. Listen, if you're listening to this and you've got a little kid at home, why not pack them up and bring them to Gabby's Dollhouse?
Oh my gosh, people have been tweeting at this all weekend. Yeah.
I am in the movie Gabby's Dollhouse. I voice a stuffed animal, a little bear, very cute, named Chumsley, who is a villain. So go and bring your kids to Gabby's Dollhouse. Inexplicably, somehow, here I am 20 years into this career, and this is, without a doubt, the best reviewed movie I've ever been in. It was number 2 at the box office this weekend. The most successful movie I've
Jason,
ever been
I will
in.
tell you that apparently at AMC theaters, they are selling a keychain with your character on it. So people said that you are represented very well. I'll send you the picture of it. Yeah, that people are very excited that you are in Gabby's Dollhouse.
I love it. Anyway, I've been hearing from lots of friends who have little kids who are like, dude, this was crazy.
That is amazing.
Very funny. So check out that, and that's about it.
And you can also check out my Substack. It's free. Just go to substack.com, I guess. Anyway, a big thank you to everybody who makes this show possible. Shout out to our super producer, Scott Sonny, who is filling in for Avril Halley while she is on leave. And all the reports that we are getting about Avril is that she is getting better by the day. So keep on sending that love to Avril. Also, a shout out to our other producer, Molly Reynolds. If you have an issue with this movie, you want to give us a shout out, you want to talk about this a little bit more, give us a call. Head to the Discord and we will break it all down on Last Looks. But don't tell us that we got the mythology wrong. We don't want to get involved in any of that garbage. Maybe we'll have a shirt. Maybe we'll have a shirt as good as the Geek Squad shirt. We don't know. We'll figure it out later on. I also want to give a shout out to our engineer, Casey Holford. And remember, give me a call at 619-ASK-PAUL at 619-PAUL-ASK to leave all your comments about Jason Takes Manhattan. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Unplanned pregnancy is one of life's unexpected twists, and in this age of restrictions and confusing online information, it can be difficult to know where to turn. PlanCpills.org shares up-to-date information on options for abortion pills and virtual support in all states, with a focus on how people are getting pills by mail. The site also shares information on how people are getting pills delivered in advance to store at home in case of future need. Visit PlanCpills.org. That's PlanCpills.org to learn more. This message is offered as a public service of How Did This Get Made and Plan C, a 10-year-old nonprofit initiative.